Hi, it's Danielle here from Arnold Tutoring. Today we're going to talk about changing a number from a decimal to a percent to a fraction and vice versa. Hopefully with these simple tips it will make solving these questions a lot faster and easier. We're going to start with the first example, 0.20. I'm going to change that to a percentage by multiplying by 100. This is what we do anytime we're changing a decimal to a percentage. So a really easy way to think of that is we're just going to move the decimal over 2 spots. So instead of 0.2, we're now going to have 20%. So now from 20%, I'm going to make that into a fraction. So I always want to think of a percentage as something out of 100. So 20% is 20 out of 100. Now that is a fraction, but we always want to write it in reduced terms. So I know that I can divide both the top and bottom by 20. 20 divided by 20 is 1, and 100 divided by 20 is 5. And that's a reduced fraction. We can't simplify it any further. If you didn't recognize that you could divide the top and bottom by 20, you could always divide by 2, by 5, by 10, anything that they're divisible by, and keep reducing until you get down to 1/5. Now for the next example, we have 15%. So I'm going to write it as a fraction first. I think that's the easiest way to do it. So first I have 15 out of 100, same as the other example. In order to reduce that, I know I can divide the top and bottom by 5. So on the top I get 3, and on the bottom I get 20. Since 3 is a prime number, it's not divisible by anything except 1 and 3. We can't reduce any further. So that's that example. And then in order to get from 15% into a decimal, we're going to work backwards. So instead of multiplying by 100, we're going to divide by 100. 15 divided by 100, we're just going to move the decimal 2 spots to the left, and that's going to give us 0.15. Now for our final example, we have a fraction, 3 over 4, 3/4. I'm going to first change this into a decimal. So in order to do that, we want to think of it something over 100, just like we've been doing. So I know on the bottom I can do 4 times 25 to get to 100. So I have to multiply with the top by the same thing. 3 times 25 is 75. That gives us 75 over 100, and I can think of that as 0.75, just like our other examples. Now that I have it in a decimal, in order to get to a percentage, I'm going to do the same thing, multiply by 100, move the decimal 2 spots to the right, and that gives me 75%. I hope those simple tips make these questions a little bit easier. You can check out more at www.arnoldtutoring.com. Thanks.